10 shocking facts about Spain that no one will tell you. Spain is a country known for its beautiful beaches, flamenco, and paella. But behind its tourist appeal and stereotypes, there are many unexpected and little-known facts that may shock or even change your understanding of life in this country. If you think you know everything about Spain, you are probably wrong. Here are 10 shocking facts that no one will tell you. First, the Spanish are not the most punctual people. In Spain, the concept of time works a little differently. If you invite a Spaniard to a meeting or dinner, don't be surprised if they are 15, 30 minutes late, or even more. Spanish culture does not place a strict emphasis on punctuality, as is the case in, for example, Germany or the UK. Here, people prefer a more relaxed approach to life and time, and being a little late is considered normal. This lifestyle is called La Hora Española, which translates as Spanish time. This does not mean that Spaniards do not value respect or discipline. It's just that time is perceived as something more flexible and less important. Shocking moment. Many companies and institutions operate with a siesta break, which significantly slows down the pace of life. It is not surprising that this fact causes confusion among many tourists who are accustomed to the fast pace of life in other countries. Second, fiestas are serious business. Spain loves celebrations, and at first glance it looks funny and cheerful, but the scale of local celebrations can shock those who are not used to such traditions. For example, there is a city where every year there is a celebration called La Tomatina, during which thousands of people throw tons of tomatoes at each other. Or San Fermin, in Pamplona, where locals run through the streets of the city, escaping from bulls that are released into the crowd. Shocking moment. The annual calendar of Spanish holidays is filled with fiestas, and there are more than 30 national holidays. Some of them can completely paralyze the life of cities for several days. Tourists, not knowing about such a schedule, often encounter closed shops and restaurants. Third, siesta is not just sleep. Many have heard of siesta, but not everyone understands how serious this phenomenon is in Spain. In some regions of the country, siesta is an important part of everyday life. It is not limited to a quick break for rest. During this period, usually from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., almost all shops, offices, and even government agencies are closed. This time is intended for rest and lunch with the family. Shocking moment. Many foreigners are surprised to learn that in large cities such as Madrid or Barcelona, siesta is less common, especially in large shopping malls and among international companies. However, in smaller towns and villages, siesta remains an integral part of life, and ignoring it means breaking an important cultural tradition. Fourth, hot winter in Andalusia and ice houses. If you think that Spain is always warm, you are very much mistaken. Although southern regions such as Andalusia do enjoy mild winters, many homes in Spain, especially in the north, do not have central heating. This is because the country has historically not been adapted to cold weather, especially in the central part. Shocking moment. Some tourists who visit during the winter months face a real challenge. Night temperatures can drop below freezing, and the cold penetrates into homes because the old buildings lack insulation and heating. Locals solve this problem with space heaters and electric blankets. Fifth, political instability and Catalan separatism. Many tourists come to Spain unaware of its domestic political situation. Catalonia, one of the country's richest regions, has long sought independence. In 2017, Catalonia held an illegal referendum on independence, which led to a major political crisis. Although the issue of separatism is not always on the surface, it constantly surfaces in national debates. Shocking moment. Despite the apparent calm, tensions between Madrid and Barcelona can flare up unexpectedly. and protests can break out at any time. Tourists sometimes find themselves in the middle of large rallies and demonstrations, which can be quite violent. Sixth, Spaniards speak several languages. Most people associate Spain with the Spanish language, Castilian, but few know that there are many other languages spoken in the country. Catalan, Galician, and Basque are the official languages in their regions, and many people in these areas prefer to speak them rather than Castilian. In some areas, knowing the local language is considered a sign of respect and even a necessity for integration. Shocking moment. If you think that traveling in Spain only requires knowledge of Spanish, you may be in for a culture shock. In some places, such as Barcelona or Bilbao, you will see signs, and even menus in local languages. Moreover, in the north of Spain, some people may deliberately refuse to speak Castilian, preferring their native language. Seventh, youth unemployment is one of the highest in Europe. Spain may seem like a vibrant country at first glance, but the reality is that it has one of the highest youth unemployment rates in Europe. In 2021, the rate was around 30%, which creates serious social and economic problems. Young people are often forced to look for work abroad or accept low-paid temporary contracts. Shocking moment. This leads to many Spaniards staying with their parents until they are 30 or older. This may seem strange to foreigners, but in Spain it has become a forced norm, dictated by economic instability and the lack of prospects for young people. Eighth, Spaniards rarely use credit cards. Although Spain is one of the leading countries in the European Union, many locals still prefer cash over credit cards. In some small towns and rural areas, you may encounter a situation where your card will be refused. Many shops and restaurants have a minimum limit for card payments. Shocking moment. For tourists accustomed to digital payments, this can be a real shock. If you are traveling in Spain, especially in its less touristy regions, always carry cash to avoid unpleasant situations. Ninth, bullfighting is losing popularity. Once a symbol of Spanish culture, bullfighting has changed dramatically in recent decades. In many regions, such as Catalonia and the Canary Islands, bullfighting has been banned. In other parts of Spain, interest in bullfighting is rapidly declining. This is due to both global changes in attitudes towards animal rights and changes within the country. Shocking moment. However, bullfighting still survives in some parts of Spain and is attended by thousands of people. It may come as a shock to those who consider it a brutal spectacle that many Spaniards still see it as an important cultural tradition. 10th, in Spain they dine late. Meal times in Spain are very different from what many tourists are used to. For example, lunch usually doesn't start until 2 p.m. and dinner around 9 p.m. or even 10 p.m. For tourists who are used to earlier meals, this can be a real challenge. Moreover, many restaurants simply close until lunchtime, and finding a place to eat at 12 p.m. can be problematic. Shocking moment. Some restaurants close between lunch and dinner, leaving travelers accustomed to more flexible eating hours without the option to grab a bite to eat. This can be an unpleasant surprise, especially for those traveling in regions where siesta and evening meals are strict traditions. Many foreigners cannot understand how the Spanish dine so late and still maintain an active lifestyle. However, for locals, this is the norm, and evening dinners usually last for several hours, accompanied by socializing and tasting a variety of dishes, such as tapas and wine. Spanish cuisine requires time to enjoy all its flavors, and dinner is more of an important social ritual than just a meal. These facts highlight the uniqueness of Spanish culture and its traditions, which may seem strange or shocking to those accustomed to a different way of life. Spain is a country of contrasts, with a past and present intertwined to create a unique cultural mix. Don't forget about the useful services that we indicate in the pinned comment. Subscribe to the channel, like or dislike. Have a good rest, everyone.